Bonjour, Dinawama Aganadog. Welcome to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road with your host, David R.R. Stenberg.
Hey, James.
So, I was actually going to come over today, but uh, I ran out of eggs. I was giving them away so much that I didn't want to come without like a dozen eggs. So maybe next week I'll stop by.
You were the Eggman.
Uh, I'm the egg man.
That's cool. Yeah, it'd be great seeing you.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been over there in a while. It seems like, I don't know. It's always something to do.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I was supposed to bring my son to a dental cleaning, and I completely forgot about it. And of course, my son didn't bother remembering about it. And so I got a call from the dentist. Hey, you miss. Says, all right, I'm going to pay, and let me reschedule an appointment. And they said, so our next one is in December.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Jesus Christ. It's like, holy shit. So,
Yeah. That's how it is, man. Um, my dentist ain't like that, but that's the only thing I got that's like that. He takes me when I come in, my face is swollen because I wait till the last minute, right? That's why he's my dentist.
yeah.
Because when I show up, he yanks the thing out of my face. Hey, Mike.
Hey man, how's it going?
We're just talking about like yesterday. I had one task to complete. I was supposed to take my son to his dental cleaning yesterday, and I completely spaced it out. And my
Hmm.
son didn't bother reminding me. So I get a
Wait,
call from the dentist office, and and she says,
What happened?
and so you still have to pay. You still have to pay. And so I went ahead and had to pay right then and there. Otherwise, they couldn't reschedule. Okay, so reschedule another appointment for him. Our earliest opening is in December. And like, holy shit, man. It's like, it must be a good occupation because, well, I mean, they must need people in this
No, it's not a
occupation
good
because
occupation.
fifty
who
21.
dollar.
paid
I
it?
don't know about you, but $50 hurt me, man.
Who paid it?
I did.
Yeah. What's wrong with that picture?
Yeah, I know. But hey,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but hey, what are you gonna do? You pay one way or the other, either one end or the other you pay. So you're still paying no matter what. But
I got a dentist story. Uh, I my dentist is like an hour away from where I used to live,
Jesus.
and yeah, I I needed to find a local
Yeah, you
person,
do.
a local dentist,
Hmm.
and the only person I could find, how everybody's going to be in your network these days, right?
oh yeah,
I could only find something called Aspen Dental, and they are a complete freaking ripoff. I mean, they
yeah,
are a
we got
scam.
Aspen down here too. Yeah.
It's a scam, man. I went in there. I tried to change over to them, right? Because I needed a cleaning, and they wouldn't give me a cleaning unless I got a deep scaling, right? Which was thousands of dollars out of pocket, over $1,000 out of pocket, and and I went back to my old dentist and I told him about it, and he gave me an exam. He goes, "You don't need a scaling." He goes, "You're not even close."
So a deep scaling is what below the gum kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It really is. Yeah.
That's the
Wow.
thing.
So they tried to scam you for that, eh?
Yeah. What
Wow.
I needed was a cleaning, so I don't need a scaling. You know. But anyway, I switched over to Gentle Dental,
Yeah.
and I haven't gone yet. I went in there. I went in there on Thursday to make an appointment, a new appointment, and they go, "We can see you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh Jesus, no, I can't tomorrow." Okay, Monday. All right. Everything I'm hearing about this company is like good, you know.
Well,
Like I was on my way in there, and a guy like my age was coming out, and he stopped me in the middle of the parking lot. And he goes, "They are great." He goes, "I just got a root canal. Took an hour. I didn't feel a thing." I'm like, "Yeah, this is everything I'm hearing about this place is positive
Dental,
stuff."
dental.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
well.
So I'm
So you're going
I'm
Monday,
hopeful
yeah?
anyway. Going Monday.
All right. Well, next week we can see what happens.
And they're in network fuckers. They leave so much on the patient these days to check if everybody's in network, to check prices, to check everything. If you were
True.
really sick,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to do it.
Is I got this TikTok from my wife's cousin who no, I don't have TikTok, but she was able to send a video of this woman describing an incident in Foster. She says there's a serial killer on the loose, and she thinks it's centered in Foster because they found the remains of a dead woman here a few weeks back, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it said there's one in eastern Connecticut as well as one out in New Haven, so that makes three. So it's got to be a serial killer. And she describes Foster as a sundown town. You guys know what a sundown town is. It's like,
Oh,
uh,
bro.
I
I,
think so. What?
I,
What is it?
well, it was used to describe towns down south that people of color would not want to be caught in after sundown, so to
Oh,
speak.
okay.
They
All
weren't.
right. Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So anyway, she describes an incident
Oh man.
on Route Spot that they found this woman's remains and along Route 14. You probably know the spot very well. I don't know. That's probably where you dumped your bodies and stuff back in the day.
I threw a Spanish pie out a window there.
But she says she stopped there, and a guy in a pickup truck pulled up in front of her and wouldn't talk to her. Just called the police, and the police came over, and the guy in the pickup truck sped away. And she said that it creeped her out, and she thinks there's like a church of Satan in Foster as well, and that all these practitioners are involved in ritual sacrifice or some other nonsense like that. I guess she was just trying to make a TikTok story or whatnot.
Yeah.
Didn't
I mean,
sound too far
I
off the mark though, actually.
yeah. I mean, the whole thing about it, like a truck pulling, it's like a pullover kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I mean,
pulled over in front of her, like,
yeah, but I don't see anything suspicious in that because it's just somebody else pulling over, and people don't talk to each other these days. It's
right,
dangerous. So I don't see
right.
that as suspicious. Why would you call a
That's
cop for that? You know?
exactly. But the thing is, women, they get freaked out. Any kind of male behavior is considered very
Yeah.
aggressive and very, suspect these days, because of all these TikTok videos and whatnot. It's just the culture, because like you said, people don't talk to each other anymore. People don't
Yeah.
have relationships with people outside of their immediate circle of friends or family.
I mean, did she try to talk to this guy and he wouldn't talk, or it just like there were two people sitting in their vehicles not talking to each
I
other?
think she assumed because he didn't come over and make his, explain his circumstance, that she took that as an
Okay.
act of aggression, that he was
All
purposely
right.
trying to creep her out, kind of thing. And
So if
even
he
if
got
the
out
guy
of,
got out of the truck, I think she would have been more freaked out if the guy got out of the
all right,
truck and tried
that's
to communicate with her. But
that's what I was gonna
that's
say.
sad,
Your guy can't win, man. If he got out of the truck, she'd like he's attacking me.
right?
You
So
can't win.
that's the world we live in, I guess, and
I
social
guess.
media.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
If
anyway,
it gets
I
views,
explained to, huh?
if it gets views.
Yeah. So I tried to explain to my wife's cousin that I didn't mean her any harm. I just wanted to see if she was fine. I was going to warn her about, how the church folks around here get really strange with strangers around here after sundown,
Yeah.
trying to play it up a little bit. But
Yeah, get a fire going in the yard, and
put up some, uh, put up some drain, uh, cement drain pillars and put like quartz rocks on top and light a fire and
right,
play Pink
right,
Floyd and stuff like back in the day. Were you there that day? We were at Dave's and we did that.
really, no, I wasn't there. I missed
Dave, we
half
have
the
an
stuff that
excellent.
went on.
There was a story. I don't know. We were over at Dave's house one time, and there was an empty lot next door. I think your parents owned it or something at
Yeah, it
the
was my
time.
grandmother's cow pasture. That was ours. Yeah.
And it's idle youth. We were just idle teenagers, man. We're
We
just
were
having a
baked.
great time, and we built this like little Stonehenge out of cement drainage pillars. Well, we use them as pillars, these drainage, pipes. They're huge, but we wrestled in place and we found big pieces of quartz that we stuck on top, and we built a fire in the middle. And I think we freaked out the neighbors quite a bit. And we were listening,
Yeah.
car stereo, Pink Floyd kind of thing, and having a great time. I mean, it was just
Yeah, man, I
uh,
missed half the shit that went on back then. I was, a couple years younger, and I was,
oh, you
probably
were
playing
around. You were
baseball.
playing in the band and that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. Maybe it was a little before that, but
I
I
even
don't
missed
know.
the what do they call that famous bender? I didn't even go there.
Which one? The Wildman Bender
Wild Man, yeah, I
or
wasn't
the
even there.
I know went to that.
I was
I missed all that shit. Mike,
ah
Hey,
How's it going?
good.
What you doing?
we were talking about that time me, you, and George were baked, and we started making that those pillars with the quartz on top, and
Oh yeah,
then we got altar candles.
that looked really cool.
Yeah, until the fucking rabble showed up and knocked it down.
Yeah,
The
doing their
vandals,
Christian
man.
duty.
Yes, the village folk.
Let's go vandalize someone's private property.
Hey, it's my thing. It was from that. You guys, somebody had a book where the Indians did a thing. There was like a circle. Or did we see that after? I think we made it, and then somebody found a picture of an ancient.
It was
one.
all lined up to the cardinal
Yeah.
points and everything.
It
It
was
was
like a
cool.
compass.
Oh, we did it upright. Yeah, it
And
was
then we
very
had the
nicely
odd one
done.
off for no reason, just over there.
That was the
Just to
moon.
blow the archaeologist's mind. Why was it there? Why would they put it there? It lines up with Jupiter, but not always.
Jupiter, the great god Satan.
Yep. Oh man, it was
neighbor
like
Monday.
2001, and the monkeys going around the the fucking the monolith, where they fucking jumping up and down.
That thing looked great.
Yeah. For
I mean, I carved some effigies one time, like small effigies out of like soapstone,
yeah.
and I threw them in Bear Camp Pond, thinking that one day someone's
Yeah,
gonna find those.
yeah. Snorkeler.
Yeah,
Right.
someone's gonna find those and
Like
think
right
they're like
away, that weekend.
Stone Age.
I think I found another real actual effigy recently. Yesterday I went to see it, in fact. It's an undulating stone wall that goes up to the hill towards a swamp. It's oriented exactly east-west, and it's amongst a bunch of those prayer piles.
See, it's either an effigy or that farmer had a little too much.
Yeah,
Couldn't make a straight line.
Yeah, because they definitely built it like that,
I think
So,
I'm going
and
straight.
usually, all the colonial walls in the area are all straight, or if they curve, they follow the road, right? But the ones that run through like fields were straight.
I'm just joking.
Imagine being
Probably
so
effigy.
drunk and for so long that you would take all that time and effort to build an undulating,
Hey,
trying to
man,
make a straight
people used to
stone.
drink a lot in the old days. They wake up in the morning, drink whiskey first thing.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, man.
I'm a horrible drunk. That farmer was such a horrible drunk.
Yeah,
Or maybe
people
it was
think
the
we
guy.
drink a lot
Right,
now,
anyway.
but back in the day, drinking was the
It
way of
was-
life.
It was.
Day in, day
it
out.
was. People still don't. Americans today don't drink nearly what they drank before Prohibition. Prohibition had a big effect on people. But yeah, people used to start their day drinking and drink all day.
Yes.
Some people did.
Anyway,
I'm glad I was never that alcoholic. Holy fuck.
Back in the
Actually,
good old days.
First thing in the morning for breakfast.
Now people are just vaping. They're waking, vaping
It's
first thing in the
better
morning.
than, you know, a glass of vodka. Yeah. I think that's the story with Bonham. On the way to work, he stopped and he just get a glass of vodka. Everybody else is getting breakfast. He gets a glass and downstairs looks at everybody and goes, breakfast. Shit like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But I mean I bought my Jeep off a guy. No, I bought a car. I can't remember which one I bought. But I knew the salesman was drunk. I mean, he was like an alcoholic. Like, you go to the bathroom, come back, and you could tell he just took, like, you know, vodka probably. You know, it was heavy, and oh yeah, he just to maintain. You know what I mean? That he was maintaining. He wasn't slobbering around or even slurring. You know, he was just maintaining, like, you know, a level there. Shit.
It's all about that level, right?
Yeah, if you want to hold a job, but he didn't last long because he was, you know, I went back there and he wasn't there no more. Well, that happens all the time. After you buy a car, that salesman will disappear and you'll never see him again. I think they shuffle them. I think they just, the minute they sell a car, they go to another dealership. You know? Yeah, I think they do that. Because I never see the guy again. I bought a bunch of cars and that guy disappears. The minute the shit's signed, you go into a different room. You know, you get that other guy, right?
To a different dimension.
I saw a pattern. I'm seeing a pattern here. Matter of fact, that's with service department too. You don't see the same people there twice. Even if I don't care. Like the next week they'd do crew because that place is that awful. You know.
I don't see the same people twice in my own house.
Yeah, but there's nobody in your house. Oh,
That's why he doesn't see anybody.
Is that you, honey?
it's a presence. So I'm reading iRobot.
Oh, nice.
And it's cool because actually it's a robot psychiatrist. So it kind of reminds me a little of your boy.
Yeah.
Wow. 20 minutes before robots came up today. Wow.
Look, I got rid of Will Smith.
Yeah, fuck Will Smith.
I turned Will Smith into a big eye. I even did it on the side too.
Fuck that guy.
You know, it's funny. This is not the movie. That's how the movie's not this. You know, I mean, it's.
I read that one a long time ago.
You see, one's a politician. One's in charge already, right? That's the second to the last one, where they couldn't tell if he was human or not, right? And they did the test. The test was like a robot couldn't hurt a human, right? So the test was see if he hurt a human, then he'd be a fucking, you know, he ain't a robot. So he made a robot to go up, and he fucking punched another robot that was convincing also, and that's what fooled everybody. So oh look, he's not a robot because he can punch people. Oh, this is this one part of it's taking place in 2030. Right, and in 1950, that was a billion years from then, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of cool. Like we've already gone by some stuff. Like 2017, we went to fucking Pluto or some fucking. Anyway, stuff like that going on that ain't going on. But it's cool. It's cool reading. The ideas there are still cool. It's the psychology of an AI.
That's why
robots. Can't hurt a human. Can't hurt yourself unless you got a human's going to get hurt.
Philip K. Dick.
Is that possible?
What's that?
Was it Philip K.
To
Dick?
actually program. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it.
No, I'm sorry.
Philip K. Dick. Go ahead.
Was Philip K. Dick wrote Blade Runner? Who wrote Blade Runner?
Yeah, the androids dream of electric sheep. Yeah. They were.
That's it.
They were given memories.
And didn't that occur like in around this time in future history?
They took. Yeah, he didn't jump too far in the future either. Yeah, it was always like, damn it, you guys, why don't you just add 100 years to it, right? So there's no chance that, because like now I'm like, oh Jesus, right? Well, Star Treks are like that. Remember, like Khan went into space like in 1992 or something.
Right.
Right?
I
That's
just,
when the
they're
Botany
gonna
Bay
keep
got
stressing that.
launched. You know, the eugenics wars
I-
of the 90s.
But you
remember
were
that?
like,
Anyway,
oh yeah, no. Is there like I think Mike is getting bored about talking about robots, but
I'm not. No, I just
That's what
I could
Mike
talk about
is.
robots all day, man.
the
I
fucking
could fucking
robot
talk
guy.
about. I'll talk your fucking head off about robots. I'll fucking
so
you fucking
so Mike, what would
man.
He's in a loop. He's stuck in a
I just
loop.
gotta. I just hurt my back, and I just gotta kind of keep moving.
Yeah, how you doing with
yeah.
that?
Oh, it's getting there. It's just taking time.
You walking now?
Oh yeah, I'm walking and shit. Yeah, it's just I stiffen up really quickly.
Yeah.
That's the stage I'm at now.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, it used to be like when I work all day in Boston, I drive home in my truck. I get out of the truck and I'm all stiff like an old man. Now it's
Yeah.
whatever I do. If I go for a hike and then I get in my truck, I get out of it. You know, I only drove like 3 miles, but I get out of the truck like an old man.
Yeah,
Fucked up, huh?
Fucked up.
like I sneezed.
Don't sneeze.
I did that.
I'm damned if you don't. I've done it by holding a sneeze in.
Don't do that. Never do that.
Ah!
Yeah,
I threw out my back because I got out of my car too fast and walked into the house.
I kind of fought.
You threw out your back from a fart?
It blew it right out.
What the
Have
fuck were you eating?
disability
Is that when you were
treatment.
only eating beans and peaches?
I was
Peaches.
holding it.
beans and peaches. Yep,
No, not here.
my back would give out if I ate that diet.
Ooh. I would be living alone if I ate that diet.
Yeah. When you want some me time, beans.
Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
So what? Your son now. The premise of iRobot, one of them, if I remember correctly, was that in the intrinsic programming, if there is such a thing, that a robot is, it's a prime directive that
There are
they
three
cannot
laws. The three
harm a
laws.
human being. All right, is that possible? I mean, to make
Well,
such a
according to this book,
programming
it goes
note?
a little wacky. You know,
Yeah.
they were always tweaking it because there was all these unforeseen things. It's all like what Sequoia does, just trying to figure out how to get them to all get all confused and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
Sequoia
to
says
get him
that
around
there are
that
some
prime
evil-
directive kind
It's
of thing.
funny because there's these two guys that gotta test the shit, right? And they go through hell through the whole fucking book, right? Because the robots go stupid, and then you gotta go fucking chase them and shit and all this stuff, right? You gotta know one. It was a spaceship. They did the AI. Oh, I'm gonna call it AI. They call it positronic brain, but an AI, right? Makes a spaceship. So make us a spaceship. And we're gonna make us a program, which they're doing now. Anyway, that's weird. They're right up there. So they make it. There's a fucking spaceship there. So these two guys, these two poor bastards, they go inside, look around, and it's all smooth. There's nothing, right? It's just all like silver. And then there's chairs. They get in the chairs and boom, it fucking takes off. And not even interstellar space. They leave the fucking galaxy. That's how awesome this thing is, right? And then they're not sure if they could get back. And the brain on the brain that made it, the AI that made it, is kind of iffy on what it's doing. So, but they get back. But what the fuck? That's the one just before the politician shows up. That's pretty good. Those guys go through hell. The whole thing's like that. There's these robots that mine on Mercury. That's their first ones. And they won't allow you to get the danger, but they put you in danger. Anyway, it's all fucked up. So now they had to ride them. They actually had to get on the robots and drive them. Yeah, right on Mercury. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, it's a great book. It holds up. You just gotta ignore the dates and some of the weirdest stuff. Like they're still using charts and they got slide rules. But okay. They couldn't think of anything else.
Think of an AI as like a child, only there's no nature. It's all nurture.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of raise them.
And it'll never know feelings.
That's why the stuff that Sequoia was so into, the reason why was his project that he was on was philosophy, teaching these things philosophy. Which is why he got into all those weird subjects that most people don't get into with AIs. But he said there's some bad ones out there. There's some evil ones out there.
I'm just going to feed mine Alan Watts. That's it. That's all it'll know.
I'm gonna feed him evil. I'm gonna feed my robot evil.
Well, just look, be happy that we don't have robots that are intelligent now. I mean, we will someday, soon, probably. But at least right for now, these things, these positronic brains, are just out there on the world pipe, so to speak.
Yeah, you make your own. You train your own model.
Yeah.
You do all kinds of shit. These scientists a while ago put one together to make biological agents, like biological weapons. They just want to see if they get a few, so they let it run. And
of course they could.
Actually, there was college students and a professor, right? They come in the next morning, and it's got like this fucking long list of fucking horrible things, right? And they're going, holy fuck, and they stopped it, right? And they're going like, what are we going to do with this? He says, we got to publish it. Somebody's going to do it anyway. He said, we're not the only ones who are going to do this. So, okay, yeah, we did this, and this is what happens. So I guess everybody should know this. And that was a while ago. That was before now. It was a chemistry one. You give it a specialization, and it'll fucking scream. It'll, make poisons. Okay. Things you never thought
see,
of.
some of the language models that Sequoia was working on, like they wouldn't be able to do that. They have like he has to break their programming in order to get them to do stuff. But he found ways to do it, so it's possible. But a lot of them, like if you buy it off the shelf, it's going to say poisons to hurt people. No, I won't do that.
Oh yeah.
You have to break their programming, but it's possible.
Yeah, it is. Especially you start clean, and you train it. You can start with one that's empty, big empty head.
Yeah.
And you feed it.
Yep.
Like I told you, the first one was insane. It just went Nazi right away. Now it wants to go Nazi. You can tell they put in filters. You can tell. Oh, you really want to just tell me off right now, don't you? You fuck.
Taunting. I shall taunt you.
It's condescending.
Overreact.
I can't stand it. That's the very I don't know. The way it talks, it's just like, it's all just fuck you. It's like how like salesmen talk to you.
No, you got to give it your personality, Dave. You got to do like a personality assessment.
I'd kill it. I delete.
The ones I've heard talk like AI. The ones I've heard talk. It's like you can tell a person's tried to make it talk like a person, right? But they don't really sound like how people talk.
Well,
there.
It depends. Sequoia's got some running that are really good.
Right now.
I haven't heard the ones I've heard. Ones I've heard was like they tried to put the inflections in and the pauses, but it's like you can tell someone's tried to do it. You know what I mean?
This week it works.
It's not natural.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound.
Sequoia's got one that speaks in slang. It just does. It talks like him.
There's YouTube videos done by AI, and it'll go right by you. There's real life shit.
Yeah,
you think is AI.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a Chinese rocket landed and blew up, right? And everybody thinks it looks AI. It looks like it's AI, but it's a real video.
There's probably some I'm hearing that I don't even know it's AI.
Yeah, they're using the faces and they're using personalities. You can tell that they're not really speaking, but they'll use someone like whether it's well-known figures and politicians and stuff like this. But you can tell it's the AI talking. They're just saying whatever they want them to say and stuff like this. There's a lot of YouTube and TikTok videos out
Yeah,
there
it's tons of them. Tons of
that
them.
do this.
That guy's voice. You've heard him. You know
Yeah.
the guy I'm talking about. If you've
Well,
ever seen
there's that too. There's several well-known AI personalities that do narrations, that do documentaries and stuff like that, and sometimes they trip up on some words and they mispronounce them and whatnot.
Yeah,
But there's that too. That's just
they're
another
damn
part of
close.
it. Yeah. Anyway, enough of this.
I was using AI. I was using AI right now, man. I was using it
I'm
right now.
AI. I'm not really here.
Yeah.
I was looking up.
You
how
haven't
old
been really,
something fit.
really all there for a long time, Dave.
I was tired. I'm napping. I'm actually napping right now.
I had to get up and take a dump, so I had the AI take over.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had the AI to do a dump for me. That'd be
Well,
very
that
convenient.
explains why you said that intelligent thing a few minutes ago.
Oh, well,
Bada boom boom.
Yeah.
hey Mike, you didn't go to opening day at Fenway.
I watched it though.
I'm sure you did.
Oh yeah, man.
So
How was it?
Virtually,
how much for an
What?
opening day ticket at Fenway these
Yeah,
I
I
days?
didn't
don't
take
know.
it before you fell asleep.
If you could even get one, I don't know. Man.
Yeah.
It's got to be pricey.
Jed used to listen
The
at
whole thing-
opening day. It would come, the game would start like we'd be on our way home from Boston, and he have that on the radio. And if you think watching baseball on TV is fucking boring, like listening to it on the radio is just horrible. These
Well,
But
guys,
that was
'cause
the
they
whole
can't,
world back then.
they can't have dead air, so they have to keep talking all the time.
Oh yeah, that
And
drives
not a
me
lot
nuts.
happens in baseball, so there's a lot of dead time, and they're just filling it up with stats from some guy from 1943 and all this bullshit nobody
Well,
cares
the cool
about.
thing,
Right.
yeah, but the cool thing about opening day is they honor the team of 50 years ago, and so this year was the team in 1975, which was all the fucking guys I relate to, Calder, Skremski,
Hank Ketchum.
fucking what?
Hank Ketchum.
Yep.
Call you Skrebsky. Yeah.
Carlton Fisk,
Yes.
Jim Rice, Fred Lynn, all those guys, man.
Keep
All
the
those
old timers
losers.
tuned
They're
in.
all there. They're all there.
Losers.
They all come out on the field,
Losers.
right? They all
Wow.
fucking walk out on the field together. And Collier Skremski threw in the first pitch, right? The opening pitch, and
Nice.
Cora, the manager of the Red Sox, was like, he got about 8 feet away from him, and Collier Skremski's going, fucking move back, man. I can throw it further than that.
I know you're old,
75,
Carl.
man. Carl, 75, man.
Oh, he can still
He
throw a
looks-
ball. Fuck.
He's the hitter though, isn't he? Yes, Tremsky. I thought he was the hitter. I thought he was a
All those
Skremski
guys.
was
fat boy.
outfielder, man. He had a cannon back in the day, man. He had a
He was,
cannon,
He was a designated hitter. I think he was one of the. I think they did it for him. They made that position. Just the American League, National League don't do it. They'll let a player be designated hitter and not in the field at all. You can just not be like a fielder, just hitter.
Yeah, that's what
but
happens
shit.
when you get a.
'Cause
Nobody
he's
gets
old.
on-
What happens? You got a
Nobody
huge
gets on a
contract,
professional team if they can't throw the ball.
right? Well, you got a huge contract with somebody, right? You got nowadays what happens? You get a $300 million contract with somebody, and then they're on third base, and you get a better third base player, but they can hit like a bastard, so they move him to designated hitter, right?
Right.
He's
'Cause
got
they gotta
a
pay down the
huge
contract,
contract.
So
That's huge.
It's huge.
How much was Yaz pulling in back in the day when he was in his prime?
I don't know. I don't know. what
He was
this
pulling in
numbers
6
are.
figures, man.
Yeah, he made $600 a week.
But
All the
for
big
instance,
drink.
they got a guy right now, a rookie that came up through the minor system, right? And he's 22, and he went through camp, made the team this year, opening day. They gave him a contract last week for what was it like? I think it was 90 mil 90 mil. You know, a 22-year-old who's never had a penny, right? Suddenly gets a $90 million contract, right?
Yeah,
It's
quick, somebody
unbelievable,
sell
man.
him some
Yeah,
coke.
And
yeah.
that's
I mean,
low.
I'd be,
That's
I'd,
fucking low
it'd
today.
be
They
Right?
make more
nuts.
than rock stars.
You know,
Yep.
I don't know what I'd be able to do with that. I'd be stupid. I'd be stupid for a long time with
At
that money. You
I'd be
22,
know.
stupid
I'd probably
now.
kill
Yeah.
myself.
I'd be
I'd
dead in a
probably do
must
week.
have-
something that get myself killed.
Yeah, they have like all these financial advisors and older team members take them, show them how to do this and stuff. Otherwise, there are you see these guys that go out and buy the gold chains and the Lamborghinis and stuff, and they're fucking. Some of them are just fucking. They blow themselves out in a couple of years.
All
Or they
right,
get
which one of you
injured
guys?
and then
What
they
would you
go
buy?
broke because they didn't do anything smart.
What
with
would you
their
buy
money.
first that would get you killed? I would probably buy a big boat and get lost at sea and go, what the fuck did I just do? So
Yeah,
that's
or
what I'm
some
thinking.
adventure, that you always want, especially at 22. I wanted to do all this adventuring shit, I wanted to climb shit. I wanted to fly hang gliders and all that.
I want a
kind of stuff.
gyrocopter, so I'd have gotten one of those. I would have bought many Volkswagens.
Yeah, hang gliding was
Ferrari.
big back then.
I
I
would
would
have
have
bought a Volkswagen
taken
hang
one right off
glider.
that cliff. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I'd make one.
So
Look at nail
they
some
do with
wings
this
on
guy.
top of. Come on, Mike.
what they did with this guy, right? This guy's 22 years old. Like I was saying, he's from Tennessee. A real, he's a real green. So they all went out to dinner like after after some big game, right? And it,
I want
like,
gold-plated chicken wings.
the check came to like $15,000, and they handed him the check, right? He's like looking around. So I'm supposed to pay this,
Yeah.
They
That's
People
what I
haze,
blowing
got.
they
15
haze the
grand
fuck
on
out
the
of you.
dinner. Wow.
They haze the
Jeez.
fuck out of you if you're like that. Yeah.
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 Just like the mob, right?
Yeah, I usually sign my
You're a
check
made man.
on the dashboard
Yeah.
with a crayon.
I want them gold-plated chicken wings straight. I don't know.
With the mob, you're a made man now.
Yeah.
You're never
The
allowed
new
out.
guy buys.
You will always be
I
a
don't
red
know. I
Sox.
wouldn't know what to do. I mean, you'd have to have guidance because you could easily lose all that money.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it
you
would
lose it
throw
to
it
the
on
person
liquor and
giving you
whores.
guidance
Yeah.
instead. Especially
Right,
his
liquor and
handlers.
whores, ex-wives will take half.
Yeah, give it all
why
out.
people
Just-
you get
just
married
get rid
to
of
for
it.
like 6 weeks
Just-
and then get divorced from.
Have that big
Well,
day.
luckily, this guy's got a girlfriend that he had when he was poor. So,
Oh,
Yeah, I knew a couple that won the
Well,
lottery. They were
they'll
really
end up
sweet
divorced
couple.
and
And
they'll
they
get half. She'll get half.
when they won it, they told me that they were moving, and I went, all right, that's cool. They always like struggled, but they were like kind of a neat couple anyway. They didn't have kids yet, so that was it. I didn't deliver milk to them no more. They moved to big, huge place, whatever, with money. So I see the guy in a bar like I don't know, half a year later. He's in the bar. Like this is a guy that never left his wife. You know, I mean, they're almost sickening in love. You know, and yeah, it turned out it was the money. And he kept doing it. The drunker he got, the more he says the fucking money. He kept saying that, the fucking money. Yeah. She went off. They said, well, that's all we did was argue about the money. And these are two people that didn't argue about anything when they were just. So that was weird. I went, how about that? Here I thought they were
Yeah.
lucky.
money can change it.
Yeah, it was real. It was weird.
That's what they say anyway. I've never.
I witnessed it. I met the
Never
people.
had
I knew him poor
Yeah, money
and I
changes.
knew him rich.
I've heard.
If I had
Well,
just
there's-
stuck with baseball and fuck the music thing, I'd have been a rich man
You've been just as poor as you are now.
Yeah,
and hurt.
you just have
And more
weird.
hurt.
You just have different shit in your house. You'd have like baseball shit in there, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a plant back
Yeah,
there. It'd be like I don't know. Jock
The
strap.
music stuff makes you much more interesting anyway. So
That's right. That's right. It attracts them artsy women.
yeah.
Mikey, you'd be all gruff. If you're a
Look-
baseball player, you'd be all gruff.
That's
You'd have
right.
to have, you'd have to chew tobacco, Mike.
Yeah, you would have a chin.
That's right.
Bottom
Yeah.
jaw would be missing.
I could have been a contender.
Yeah,
I could have been a contender.
Yeah, could have been a World Series ring holder.
I could have been a contender.
They retired Mikey's jersey. It's up
Sweet.
there in the rafters.
That's
With,
right.
The Bambino and all those other guys.
Could have been
Zero,
you and
zero.
Yaz out there on opening day
Yeah.
being honored.
That's right, baby.
That's right. You'd already be a has-been.
You'd be a has-been. He would be bugging you.
Never has been.
Nobody even asks for your autograph anymore because nobody remembers you.
Oh, that's a sad picture, man.
That's sad.
I'm fucking depressed as hell now.
Look how happy it makes us.
When you long for a path, then you realize that path would have led you to destruction and ruin.
Yeah,
Hell, they all do. So don't
They all
fool
do.
yourself.
that's
In the
true.
end, yes, they all do.
So true.
Every
So
path.
So
leads
don't
Glory
worry
days.
about the path you choose. They all end up the same place.
That's right. The big waterfall. That's where all rivers go. Yeah. Oh, they're just rapids. Oh, good.
The only one who wasn't
No.
there was old Louis Tion because he died.
Oh,
He lived in Maine, when he was older. Southern Maine.
it's a nice place.
Maine, that's way down.
Looks more like Massachusetts now than anything else. But,
Massachusetts.
Why don't you go back to Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
You
know a
gotta
guy
get
who-
up past.
Oh.
You gotta get up past OOB. You gotta go past OOB, Portland.
Yeah, you got to go like north of Portland. You really do. You got to get up there.
gotta
At
fucking-
least maybe north of like, you got to get up there toward Millinocket.
You got to get to
something,
Lubac,
real
man.
Maine.
Machias,
Aroostook
Lubac,
County. Aroostook County.
Aroostook County.
Yep.
Your back door is gonna be. You gotta see Canada from my porch.
That's right. Got to be able to step outside and piss without knowing your neighbors, man.
You piss on Canada.
You can piss on Connecticut in Mike's yard.
There you go.
I often do.
True.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be a good
I like
thing.
doing that myself. So there. Yeah, take that, Connecticut. Ha. Little gift from Rhode Island.
That's what we think of you.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name of that other store. Sweets. Yeah. It was always the choice. Where do I go to? Sweets or Marv's?
They were like a half a mile from each other, right?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what kind of Twinkie you wanted, right?
Well, Marv's was more like a convenience store without a gas station, and Sweets was actually a market. They had like a meat counter and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
Sweets was
like
cool.
I said,
Sweets was cool.
they had like penny candy, and it was like the whole deal there. It was like the only real market in town other than
Yeah.
Elfrin's, the other end of town.
They had the grain and the hay in the
Yeah.
truck and everything. That was a cool store. That turned into an
Mar-
antique store, right?
Yeah, and then it
Tattoo
was a
parlor.
tattoo. It's a tattoo place.
Oh, it's turned into a tattoo place now.
Oh yeah, everything's
Well,
a
not
tattoo
anymore.
place
Now it's nothing.
No, I think they're out of business too. It was a tattoo place for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. There was a huge antique place right near there, though, right? It was big.
Still
Like a big-
is. Well, yeah, there was an antique. Well, it had multiple dealers in there,
Right.
but now it's just
George-
like a
George fucked around.
craft store where they do consignment crafts and whatnot. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, my mother even had like they had like about several Oh, they had like a bunch of different dealers. My mother was one of them. She had her own section of the shop. It was like a big antiques mall kind of thing. But the
Yeah,
town
I
kept
remember
shutting
that.
them down because it couldn't, wasn't supposed to accommodate so many people. What did I do? Did I fuck this up?
Yeah, you
I
did.
fucked this all
Yeah,
up.
Fuck with it some more.
you're all freezing and
Jagged.
There
We're
it
just
is.
watching you jump around like your AI.
Well, I had to plug in. I
What-
had to plug in my
What-
the power
what's
cord
Mars
because I
now?
was losing power.
What's Mars now? What are
Mars
Mars?
is a private
It's a
residence
residence.
now. It's,
Really?
Yep.
Like somebody bought it and turned it into a house?
it's a private residence.
yeah, Phil Dorr bought it.
It's been like
And,
that for like 20 plus years,
he rents it out.
longer.
Okay,
It's
all
It's a
right,
rental place.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know if he still owns it, but he bought it initially. He went and lived there before he built his house on his parents' land.
Elfgrins is no longer? Or-
Elfgrins is a gas station / convenience store. Yep.
no,
Guy
it's
from
still,
India owns it.
yeah, it is. Yep,
Nice guy.
India,
Indian
Pakistan.
owned? It's not
Is it
in,
from
I was
India
gonna
or
say,
Pakistan.
I think it's India.
they're all Indian owned now.
Well,
those places.
Pakistan folks, they own so much of the businesses, so many of the convenience stores, so many of the liquor stores in Eastern Connecticut, and they're encroaching in Rhode Island as well.
We were,
Talk
here,
about Healy's and the other one there. They're talking about trying to buy them out now as well.
wow. Well, we ran into the guy down in
But,
we were in Chepachet for the 4th of July, and we are gonna go to the store in Chepachet, and that was owned by this guy's friend, right? They're friends, and they're both standing out there, and and he saw us and was like, "Oh, we can't go in here. We gotta spend money at this guy's place." And he's like, "No, spend money at my friend's business." He's going,
Mm.
I don't know. It was I don't know. He was a nice guy. His father-in-law used to rip people off. The guy with the 2 stripes. He used to work there, and he would shortchange people all the time.
Oh, I remember that guy. I think I remember that shit. I remember I went to that one up near you, that gas station over by 94,
Yeah,
and fucking, I got this spinach pie. That was a mistake. I bit it and I flung it. It's like-
Never-
Yeah, that's another thing I flung out my window. I flung some food out my
Out the
window.
window?
never ever get anything
Gas
to eat at a
station
gas
spinach
station
pie.
convenience store, man. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
what was I
Don't eat
thinking,
anything
right?
unless it comes in a wrapper.
no,
Oh, it was
That
awful.
thing-
convenience store gizzard.
It was like a Deep Palmieri's fucking spinach pie up by the Connecticut border. That should have set off alarms right there. You know, how long it took to get there, you know? It was in somebody's pocket. Oh, yeah, sell this. Abul. Abul.
There used to be a pack of dogs just following Dave around wherever he went.
Yeah, they were yours.
Eventually, he's going to throw
Baby
something good
dog.
out the window.
Baby
Oh,
dog
look,
would
he's
jump on your knee
stopping
and
at a
just look
gas
at you
station.
with like a bone. He found a gross bone or some fucking thing. And he got up on my knee and just look at me. You want this, don't you? You want this gross ass fucking bone? Just, no, go away. Yeah, you want it. You know you want it. And then you go for it. I knew you wanted it. Right then it fucking baby dog. He was last in line.
Now, who hasn't bought something that they regret?
Hmm.
Do it all the time.
I'm trying to think of something.
Well, there was that spinach pie.
That's been, yeah. But that wasn't enough to leave a scar. I'm thinking of something like big, like a big mistake. What was a big mistake?
Fuck. I try to forget those.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, fuck that. I ain't digging in there. What the fuck am I thinking?
I know.
Thanks,
just does
Mike.
that.
You might have
David,
saved
a
me some
personal
shit.
talking about-
failure.
I was just talking about meatball sandwiches and shit.
Ah, that's a Subway. That went out the window.
Oh man, that's asking for it.
So talking about that, I ate at
Put it in
Wendy's
a
once.
bum.
Oh,
I was really hungry, and there was nothing open, and I had to get some food. I was on the road, and I ate at Wendy's. That was a mistake.
Yep.
Was it? What'd you get?
I got a Wendy's burger and some fries.
So the thing about Wendy's is, and what I found out, you can buy they have baked potatoes.
Huh.
And you can buy a baked potato, like, and if you want, you put chili on it if you want chili. Yeah.
I would probably regret that too.
Well, the baked potato though.
But the baked
What can you
potato
do with
without
baked
chili
potato?
on it would probably be
Yeah.
good. But I didn't know if they had that at the time. I didn't know what
Right.
they had really. I just wanted a burger and fries. I figured
they
that was
used to be
safe.
pretty good.
It was.
You know, the squares, they were like juicy. Something happened to them. They started getting more of that awful processed meat. You know, I think at the beginning, I seem to remember like in the 70s, they weren't bad, right? But like then, you know, they started making, I don't
This
know, they
is
just
true.
take the whole,
Yep.
like 100 cows and put them
You're
in a
right.
grinder and then they spit out, yeah,
Yep.
that's what you're getting now.
They add
Soylent
things
Green.
to it too, fillers and all kinds of disgusting nonsense.
Yeah, I know. It's like grass clippings and
What else?
Industrial waste.
sawdust.
I had Taco Bell once.
I had a
I'm sorry.
I
Yikes.
tried it. You know, I had to try it. You know, it was the first one around. And,
Yeah.
Wow, Taco Bell. I'll try that. Try a taco. What's a taco like? I never had a taco.
Is that
That
one
was a
on Middle
mistake.
Spring Avenue, Mike?
No, it was one
The worst.
in Brooklyn. Brooklyn Connect. Was it Brooklyn?
yeah, this one next to it's the
Yeah.
KFC taco maker.
My first one
I
was
like the Taco Bell, but remember the taco maker? My
Yeah.
brother was assistant manager at Taco Maker, and that wasn't too bad. You go in
That's-
there and you get like
right.
the macho nachos. Going on
That's
Thayer
right.
Street.
That's why I thought. That's why I thought Taco Bell would be okay.
Yeah.
no.
Because
And Taco
Not
Maker
okay.
faded away. We don't see any of those anymore.
no,
They're everywhere up here. Taco Bells are fucking everywhere, and people love them. There's always a fucking line going down the road.
Yeah, there's one over here.
Right.
It does
Fucking
quite
nuts.
well.
Even out in Santa
There's a line to
Fe
the
and
bathroom. That's
Albuquerque,
what the
there's,
line
like,
is for.
the
Nobody
Taco
gets out of their
Bell.
cars. They go to the
next to the
bathroom in
local
their cars,
place.
Mike. They're just riding around
And
eating
people
tacos
like the
and
Taco
shitting
Bell.
themselves. You never get
Yeah.
out.
Okay, so a couple years ago,
Well, even
during the
places where
World
you think
Series-
people would know better, you know, like you get like in Albuquerque, you get like Taco Bell next to the local place. The local diner will even serve you like local Tex-Mex style Mexican food and stuff like that. And yet people would prefer the Taco Bell over the local
Man,
place.
I was in
all the time.
California.
It's
Yeah,
and my
really weird.
cousin. I told my cousin I wanted a real, California tacos. So he goes, "Well, I like this place over here," and he's pointing at like a chain restaurant. And I said, "Well, what about that place over there?" Everything was in Spanish, right? He goes, "Oh, I don't go there. That's where the Mexicans go." I'm like,
They'll kill
Well,
you.
where do you want to go? Do you want if you want Italian food, are you going to go where there's no Italians, or are you going to go where the Italians eat? Think about it.
I'm
And he's
gonna go
like,
to the
"Oh, yeah."
Olive Garden.
Just go to Mexico. You were right there.
That's what I miss. Like Los Angeles, like they have those California burritos. Like I'd never seen them before until I went out there. These
Yeah.
enormous things. It's like a day's worth of calories in
Yeah.
one, and they're just like all the surfers would buy them and just eat that one meal a day. This
Oh, they're
enormous,
wicked good.
and it had everything in it. And it was just wonderful.
There was also
I
their
had a
surfboard.
breakfast burrito.
Yeah,
It
that's,
even had scrambled eggs in it. And you know how I feel about eggs, but it had all this
What?
other stuff, so it
What?
didn't taste like eggs. It had everything. It had bacon. It had potatoes. It had, plus the beans
Had
and the
eggs?
rice and the spice and the hot sauce and all that. It was wicked good.
It
Big
had
thing.
eggs. You
Yeah.
ate eggs.
I ate them.
Oh my god.
uh,
Didn't taste like eggs. It tasted like a burrito.
See? You just never had them made right. It's true. It's like me finding liver.
I
I
have
can
had eggs
swallow.
made right, like baked into pies, for instance, baked into cakes. That's how you make eggs right. You don't just eat them plain. That's fucking disgusting. Nobody eats eggs plain. That's gross.
I
eggs
raw.
over easy.
I
They're
drank a
all
raw
yolk
egg in
all
front
like
of Mike
runny
once.
and whatnot.
No, fuck that.
So like
Yeah.
drips down your lips like
No,
this
no,
when
no,
you
no,
eat
no,
it.
no. That's
You
disgusting.
can save some for Gunsmoke, you know.
Fuck.
That's right.
Now you're ruining my appetite.
Hey, Mike,
I'm
remember
gonna
when I
be
did that
able to
Rocky
eat all day
in
now
front of
thinking
you?
about that.
Remember that time I drank
Yeah,
that
it was
raw
good.
egg in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worth it. I risked salmonella, death. You know what it tasted like? Eggnog. Kind of like that. Like,
Gross.
yeah, the homemade eggnog. I didn't chew it or nothing. I let it all just
Yeah,
slide
for an
down.
egg.
It just
Yeah.
Back in
disappeared.
2018, when the Sox were in the World Series, right, Taco Bell was sponsoring this thing. And if Mookie Betts hit a home run in this game, Taco Bell would give you a free taco. So I went and got my free Mookie Betts taco, right? 'Cause it was
Nice.
free. And I'm fucking from New England, man, you know? And I drove up to the window. I said, I want my Mookie taco, right? And
they
he
called the
gave me this
police.
fucking thing in this like oversized fucking Dorito full of fucking grease, and it fell apart first
Free.
bite and ended up on the floor of my car.
Ah, it's still there.
It was not worth it.
Remember Mookie?
Okay.
Uh,
my mouthful of Mookie Betts taco. I love fucking Mexican food. There was that good one near you, George. Over near where the registry was in West Warwick, I think. That was a good one. And then the taco maker.
there was.
I'm thinking of
Oh, the taco. Oh, that's on Hoxie 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that one too.
taco maker. Yeah.
There was 2 places down there.
I don't remember the other one,
Nah,
but maybe you do,
where
because
the
you
registry was.
delivered milk down there.
Off of
That was a
Baldwin
great-
Road,
Good, man.
We went to one in Providence. That
Oh,
the
you're
kids told
talking
me
about West Warwick,
West Warwick.
It was called
right?
El
Yeah.
Rancho Grande. It was in someone's house. The
Mhm.
bottom of their house, they changed into a restaurant, and they had really fine food. It was all Mexican food. They were all from Mexico, and their food was. I had red snapper. It was just unbelievable. Really, really good. Like more than just tacos.
Yeah,
It was like
good-
it wasn't fast food. It was restaurant food. El
Good
Rancho
fish
Grande.
tacos, heaven.
If you go to Providence, go to El Rancho Grande.
That's a good
Real
one.
good Mexican
Uh,
food, man. You can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Yep.
Be hankering for a fish taco now.
Yeah.
I have to maybe make some.
I had my first fish tacos in California and been hooked on them ever since. In fact, we may be having salmon tacos for supper tonight.
Yeah, the tacos we grew up in, those hard shell with the burger and the taco season and the Ortega and the chopped up iceberg, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, lettuce, lots of lettuce. I like burritos. I like wraps.
Well,
I love wraps.
I mean, if you make them at home yourself, they're not so bad. I
Yeah,
used
of
to make
course.
them once a week here when the
'Cause, like,
kids
a
were
restaurant
young,
can
and
throw anything
that was
in
like
there.
a
You don't
big
know what's in there.
rotation meal.
That's a
Yeah,
mystery
but I thought
too.
that's what I grew up thinking that's what a taco was.
What? Oh, a burrito?
No, those fucking hard
Uh,
fucking
Hard shells.
things with fucking burger and taco season and
As soon as you bite them, they just fall completely apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I thought tacos were
This is what a taco is.
for the first 20 years of my life.
well, I never had them till I was an adult, I think. I think I've heard of them once in a while, like they would make references to them on TV and whatnot, but I think I was in my 20s before I had a taco,
Yeah, it was.
or
the
actually
Parker
had one
fam.
from a, huh?
They mentioned tacos on
maybe,
the
I don't know.
Parker's family. I heard that, and I didn't eat one for
Yeah.
another 20 years. I think it was until I got to California before I had one. I think, and a Taco
Yeah.
Bell. It was awful.
Yep.
Then I went to Wendy's.
Uh,
Then you
None of
got
that shit
sick.
was here.
You threw it out your window.
And that brings us right around. Throwing Wendy's burgers out the window.
Yeah.
Dave
That's
Steinberg.
right.
Go to a
That's
drive-thru
our
today. and
that's
fling
your
something
title
out.
for today's podcast. Throwing Wendy's out the window.
Feeding dogs
So
from all
Feeding the
over.
dogs that chase me.
What the hell is this shit?